From an iconic actor portraying his own legendary father to a Dukes of Hazzard star playing a terrifying villain, this CBS biopic holds surprising secrets about its groundbreaking production, historic casting choices, and the astonishing journey of the first African-American woman nominated for a major directing award that changed television history forever. Fact 1. MLK's son played his father. In one of the most poignant casting decisions in television history, Dexter Scott King portrayed his own father, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., in the Rosa Parks story. Born on January 30, 1961, Dexter was just 7 years old when his father was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee in 1968. Throughout his life, people constantly remarked on his uncanny resemblance to the civil rights leader, with many saying it was almost eerie how much the son looked like his legendary father. This striking physical similarity made him a natural choice for the role, though it was far from an easy decision for Dexter personally. Known to be humble about the resemblance, Dexter had initially relocated to California to pursue a career in acting and explore his love for the creative arts. However, family duty called him back to Atlanta, where he balanced his artistic aspirations with his responsibilities to preserve the King family legacy. Before appearing in the Rosa Parks story, he had lent his voice to an animated feature called Our Friend Martin in 1999, where he portrayed his father at 34 years old alongside voice actors like Angela Bassett and Whoopi Goldberg. The role in the Rosa Parks story marked a significant moment for Dexter, allowing him to honor his father's memory while contributing to an important historical film. His appearance in the movie was brief but powerful, serving as what one reviewer called a nice and surprising unobtrusive bit of stunt casting. The decision to have Dexter portray Dr. King added an extra layer of authenticity and emotional weight to the production, creating a genuine connection between past and present that resonated deeply with audiences who understood the profound significance of a son embodying his father's legacy on screen. Fact 2. Julie Dash made Directors Guild History Director. Julie Dash achieved a groundbreaking milestone with the Rosa Parks story, becoming the first African-American woman ever nominated for Outstanding Directorial Achievement at the 55th Annual Directors Guild Awards in the category of Primetime Movies Made for Television. This historic nomination in 2003 represented a significant breakthrough in an industry that had long excluded women of color from its highest honors and recognition. Dash was already a pioneering figure in American cinema before taking on the Rosa Parks story. In 1991, she had directed Daughters of the Dust, which became the first full-length film directed by an African-American woman to receive general theatrical release in the United States. That film won the Excellence in Cinematography Award at the Sundance Film Festival and was later selected for preservation in the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress in 2004. Her distinctive visual style and commitment to telling authentic Black stories made her the perfect choice to helm this important biopic. The Directors Guild nomination came at a time when opportunities for Black female directors remained extremely limited in Hollywood. Despite having written many screenplays and pitched numerous ideas after the success of Daughters of the Dust, Dash found it difficult to secure funding for feature films. As she explained in interviews, there was no reason given for the rejections, but race and gender clearly played a huge part. The recognition from the Directors Guild for the Rosa Parks story validated her artistic vision and helped pave the way for future generations of African-American women directors seeking to tell important historical stories with the cinematic excellence and cultural authenticity they deserved. Fact 3. Angela Bassett was executive producer. Angela Bassett wore two crucial hats on the Rosa Parks story, serving not only as the film's star, but also as an executive producer who wielded significant creative control over the project. This dual role gave Bassett the power to shape the film's direction from the very beginning, and one of her most important decisions was personally requesting Julie Dash to direct the biopic. The collaboration between these two talented African-American women proved to be one of the production's greatest strengths, bringing together Bassett's powerful acting presence with Dash's visionary directorial style. As executive producer, Bassett joined a team that included Howard Braunstein, Michael Jaffe, Yvonne Chotson, William Jenner, and Willis Edwards, working alongside producers Pearl Davers and Elaine Eason-Steele. Her involvement went far beyond just lending her name to the credits. Bassett had already established herself as one of Hollywood's most respected actresses through powerful performances in films like What's Love Got to Do with It and Malcolm X. But taking on the producer role demonstrated her commitment to telling Rosa Parks' story with the depth and dignity it deserved. The decision to bring Dash aboard as director showed Bassett's understanding of the importance of having a black woman's perspective behind the camera for such a significant historical film. This wasn't just about making a movie. It was about honoring the legacy of Rosa Parks and ensuring that her story was told authentically by filmmakers who understood the cultural and historical weight of the subject matter. Bassett's performance ultimately earned her the NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Actress in a Television Movie, Miniseries, or Dramatic Special, validating her commitment to excellence both in front of and behind the camera. Fact 4. Deputy Enos became a villain. Sonny Schroyer, beloved by millions of television viewers as the bumbling, good-natured Deputy Enos Strait on The Dukes of Hazzard, took on a dramatically different role in the Rosa Parks story as bus driver James Blake, the man who ordered Rosa Parks to give up her seat. Born Otis Burt Schroyer Jr. in Valdosta, Georgia in 1935, Schroyer had built his career playing friendly Southern characters, making his portrayal of the cruel and racist bus driver all the more shocking for audiences who remembered him as the lovable deputy nicknamed Dipstick. From 1979 to 1985, Schroyer appeared in 98 episodes of The Dukes of Hazzard, becoming so popular that CBS spun his character off into his own series called Enos, which ran for 17 episodes. His big-grinned, bumbling deputy was the complete opposite of the menacing James Blake, who treated Rosa Parks with such cruelty that viewers found his scenes genuinely frightening. One reviewer specifically noted that the first confrontation between Schroyer's character and Rosa was terrifying, especially the way he mistreated her when she refused to go to the back entrance of the bus to reboard during a hard rain. While Schroyer had gained quite a reputation for playing bad guys earlier in his career, including roles in films like Gator and Smokey and the Bandit, most audiences knew him only as the friendly deputy from Hazzard County. Transforming into the hostile bus driver who became a symbol of Jim Crow segregation required Schroyer to tap into a darker side of his acting abilities, proving that the genial character actor could deliver genuine menace when the role demanded it. Fact 5. Filmed at the actual location. The Rosa Parks story wasn't shot on a Hollywood backlot or in some substitute city. It was filmed in Montgomery, Alabama, the very place where the historic events actually unfolded nearly 50 years earlier. Production ran from April 30th through May 25th, 2001, giving the cast and crew just under a month to capture this important piece of American history in the city where Rosa Parks made her courageous stand against segregation. Filming in Montgomery added a layer of authenticity that would have been impossible to replicate anywhere else. The production team, led by director Julie Dash and director of photography David Clausen, was able to utilize the actual Montgomery scenery and locations that held deep historical significance. Production designer Mei-Ling Cheng worked to recreate the look and feel of 1950s Montgomery, making great use of the city's existing architecture and atmosphere. This decision to shoot on location meant that the cast and crew were walking the same streets, breathing the same air, and experiencing the same physical spaces where the Montgomery bus boycott had transformed American history. The choice to film in Montgomery also held symbolic importance for the production. It represented a homecoming of sorts, bringing Rosa Parks' story back to the community where it all began. Local residents could see the production taking place in their city, and the filmmakers could tap into the living memory and historical context that still existed in Montgomery. The actual locations lent the film a documentary-like quality in certain scenes, grounding the dramatization in the real geography of the civil rights movement and honoring the place that had been forever changed by one woman's refusal to give up her seat. Fact 6. Clinton's State of the Union footage. In a touching blend of dramatization and real historical footage, the Rosa Parks story incorporated actual footage from President Bill Clinton's State of the Union address acknowledging Rosa Parks. The moment occurred during Clinton's 1999 State of the Union speech, which was notably his second-to-last address before leaving office. When President Clinton acknowledged Parks in the audience, she received a rare, unanimous bipartisan standing ovation from the entire assembled Congress, a powerful testament to her enduring importance in American history. This was Rosa Parks' first time attending a State of the Union address, making the moment even more significant. At 85 years old, Parks sat in the gallery as the President of the United States paused his speech to honor her contributions to civil rights. According to Clinton's remarks during the address, he told her that she could sit anywhere she wanted, a poignant reference to her refusal to give up her bus seat 43 years earlier. The entire chamber rose to their feet in recognition of the woman who had sparked the Montgomery bus boycott and helped change the course of American history. The filmmaker's decision to include this actual footage in the Rosa Parks story served multiple purposes. It brought the narrative full circle, showing how Parks had gone from being arrested for violating segregation laws to being honored at the highest levels of American government. It also provided a documentary-style anchor point that connected the historical drama to more recent events that viewers might actually remember witnessing. The real footage of Clinton's acknowledgement and the standing ovation created a powerful emotional moment that transcended the scripted drama, reminding audiences that this wasn't just a story from the distant past, but part of living memory. Fact 7. Claudette Colvin gets a mention. The Rosa Parks story took a brief but important moment to acknowledge Claudette Colvin, the 15-year-old girl who refused to give up her bus seat to a white passenger 9 months before Rosa Parks made her famous stand. On March 2, 1955, Colvin was arrested and forcibly removed from a Montgomery bus after refusing to move. Yet her story has been largely forgotten by mainstream history. The film's inclusion of Colvin, even if only mentioned briefly, represented an effort to give credit to a young activist whose courage preceded Parks' more famous act of defiance. Several reviewers specifically noted that one scene in the film sparked their interest by mentioning Colvin's arrest for the same act of refusing to give up her seat. While the movie only scratched the surface of Colvin's story, it at least acknowledged that Rosa Parks was not the first black woman in Montgomery to take this brave stand. The civil rights leadership at the time ultimately decided not to make Colvin the face of their legal challenge against bus segregation, partly because of her young age and partly because she later became pregnant by an older man, which they feared would undermine their case in the conservative atmosphere of 1950s Alabama. In recent years, historians and activists have worked to restore Claudette Colvin's rightful place in civil rights history. She was actually one of 4 plaintiffs in Browder versus Gale, the federal court case that successfully overturned bus segregation laws in Montgomery and Alabama. Rosa Parks herself supported Colvin, making her secretary of the NAACP Youth Council and encouraging her to share her story repeatedly. The brief mention in the Rosa Parks story, while not comprehensive, helped introduce Colvin's name to audiences who might never have heard of her otherwise. Fact 8. Won multiple award categories. The Rosa Parks story swept through the awards season, capturing honors from multiple prestigious organizations and solidifying its place as one of the most acclaimed television movies of 2002. The film won the NAACP Image Award for Best Television Movie, with Angela Bassett taking home the Outstanding Actress Award for her powerful portrayal of Rosa Parks. These victories came during the 2003 ceremony, marking a significant achievement for a made-for-television biographical film about civil rights history. The Black Reel Awards proved particularly generous to the Rosa Parks story, giving the film 4 separate honors. Angela Bassett won Best Actress, while the legendary Cicely Tyson received the award for Best Supporting Actress for her role as Rosa's mother. Screenwriter Paris Quallez was recognized for his outstanding teleplay, and the film itself won Best Network or Cable Film. These multiple wins demonstrated that the production excelled across all aspects of filmmaking, from writing and acting to overall execution. Beyond these major awards, the Rosa Parks story also captured the Christopher Award for Television and Cable, an honor given to productions that affirm the highest values of the human spirit. The film additionally won the Family Television Award, recognizing its importance as programming suitable for and valuable to family audiences. Director Julie Dash received a nomination for Outstanding Directorial Achievement at the Directors Guild Awards, becoming the first African-American woman nominated in that category for television movies. While the film's award success was impressive on its own merits, the recognition also represented Hollywood's acknowledgement of the importance of telling Rosa Parks' story with the dignity, authenticity, and artistic excellence it deserved, bringing this crucial piece of American history to millions of television viewers nationwide. Fact 9. Cicely Tyson's powerful cameo, legendary actress Cicely Tyson, forever remembered as Miss Jane Pittman from the iconic 1974 television movie, brought her considerable dramatic power to the Rosa Parks story despite having what was described as a relatively small role as Leona Macaulay, Rosa Parks' mother. Tyson's limited screen time didn't diminish her impact on the film. In fact, multiple reviewers singled out her performance as one of the movie's most memorable elements, particularly praising an inspirational speech she delivered to her daughter near the end of the film. The casting of Tyson represented a powerful connection between two landmark television movies about African-American history. Just as the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman had brought the story of a woman who lived from slavery through the civil rights movement into American living rooms nearly 30 years earlier, the Rosa Parks story continued that tradition of using television to educate audiences about Black history. Having Tyson in the cast created an implicit link between these two important productions, with the actress who had portrayed a fictional witness to history now appearing in a film about one of the movement's real heroes. Reviewers noted that when you have a powerhouse cast that relegates someone of Cicely Tyson's stature to a tiny but highly effective role, you know the overall ensemble is exceptionally strong. Her presence elevated every scene she appeared in, bringing decades of experience and gravitas to the role of Rosa's mother. The inspirational speech she delivered, while not quoted directly in reviews, was described as one of the film's most moving moments, showcasing Tyson's ability to command the screen and deliver emotional truth even in a supporting capacity that would have been a lead role for a lesser actress. Fact 10. Second king child in civil rights film. The Rosa Parks story marked the second television movie about the civil rights movement to feature one of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s children in a role. Dexter Scott King's portrayal of his father followed a precedent set by his older sister Yolanda King, who had appeared in the 1999 CBS film Selma, Lord Selma. In that earlier production, Yolanda played a small role, while actor Clifton Powell portrayed Dr. King, creating an interesting parallel to Dexter's later decision to actually embody his father on screen himself. This recurring involvement of the King children in civil rights television movies represented something unique in Hollywood history. Few families have had such direct participation in dramatizing their own legacy, and the King siblings' willingness to appear in these productions demonstrated their commitment to keeping their parents' stories alive for new generations. Yolanda King, who was the oldest of the four King children, had pursued a career in acting and performance before her unexpected death in 2007 at the age of 51. Her brother, Martin Luther King III, focused on social justice activism, while their youngest sister, Bernice King, became a minister like their father. The decision by two of the King children to participate in televised civil rights dramas within just 3 years of each other showed the family's understanding of television's power to educate audiences about history. These made-for-TV movies reached millions of viewers who might never pick up a history book or visit a civil rights museum, making them crucial tools for keeping the movement's memory alive. By lending their presence, and in Dexter's case, their actual image to these productions, the King children helped ensure that their father's role in history was portrayed with accuracy and appropriate reverence. Fact 11. Rosa Parks avoided the ceremony. In a powerful act of protest that echoed her famous bus boycott, Rosa Parks boycotted the 2003 NAACP Image Award ceremony, even though the Rosa Parks story won 2 awards that night, including Best Television Movie and Best Actress for Angela Bassett. Parks stayed away from the event because of her objection to the film Barbershop being nominated for 5 awards. The 2002 comedy film featured a scene where Cedric the Entertainer's character made jokes about Rosa Parks, suggesting that other black people had also refused to give up their seats, but Parks got the credit because she was connected to the NAACP. The controversy around Barbershop had been building for months before the Image Awards. The character also directed an expletive at Reverend Jesse Jackson and made jokes about Dr. King's alleged promiscuity. While other characters in the movie became outraged at these remarks, showing that the film didn't endorse them, civil rights activists, including Jackson and Reverend Al Sharpton, had complained loudly about the scene. Despite these protests, Barbershop became a $75 million hit at the box office, and the NAACP chose to nominate it for Image Awards alongside the Rosa Parks story. At the ceremony, Willis Edwards, a friend of Parks and executive producer of the Rosa Parks story, accepted the awards on her behalf. Speaking on stage, he said that Parks wanted to thank the NAACP for lifting her up and thanked everyone for loving her. Backstage, he acknowledged her absence more directly, stating that she was not happy with what was said about her in Barbershop and had every right to feel that way and to not attend. Fact 12. Filmed 3 years before Parks' death, production on the Rosa Parks story took place in the spring of 2001, just 4 years before Rosa Parks passed away in her Detroit apartment on October 24, 2005, at the age of 92. The timing of the film's production meant that it became one of the last major projects created during Parks' lifetime, though she had already been suffering from progressive dementia since at least 2002, the year the film premiered on CBS. This makes the movie particularly poignant as a tribute that Parks could witness while still alive, even if her declining health may have affected her ability to fully appreciate it. By 2001, Parks had become a revered figure in American history, having received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1996 and the Congressional Gold Medal in 1999. She was one of only 250 individuals at that time to receive the Congressional Gold Medal, joining an elite group that included President George Washington and President Nelson Mandela. The timing of the film's production coincided with this late-life recognition, as Parks finally received the national honors that many felt were long overdue. The film premiered on CBS on February 24, 2002, when Parks was 88 years old. She lived 3 more years after the broadcast, though her health continued to decline. When she died in 2005, she became one of only 30 Americans and the first woman to lie in honor in the Capitol Rotunda, where an estimated 50,000 people viewed her casket. The Rosa Parks story thus serves as a living memorial created while its subject was still alive, to know that her story was being told to millions. Fact 13. First film of Rosa's story. Amazingly, despite Rosa Parks' status as one of the most important figures in American civil rights history, the Rosa Parks story was the first time her life had ever been told on screen as a full-length film. For nearly 50 years after her famous refusal to give up her bus seat in 1955, Hollywood had somehow never produced a major biographical film about the woman often called the mother of the civil rights movement. This gap in filmmaking history made the 2002 CBS television movie all the more significant as a long overdue tribute. Several factors may have contributed to this surprising absence. Hollywood has historically been reluctant to tell stories about civil rights history, particularly those centered on black women. While Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had been portrayed in various films and television productions before 2002, Rosa Parks' story remained largely untold on screen, despite her pivotal role in launching the Montgomery bus boycott. The complexity of her life, which extended far beyond that single moment on the bus, may have also intimidated potential filmmakers who weren't sure how to structure a narrative that did justice to her decades of activism. The production. came about with the full cooperation of Rosa Parks herself and the Rosa and Raymond Parks Institute for Self-Development, which she had co-founded in 1987. This partnership ensured that the film would have access to authentic details about Parks's life and the blessing of the woman at its center. Variety magazine noted in its review that it was amazing this was the first time Parks's story had been told on screen, calling the film required viewing. The movie's existence finally filled a glaring hole in the cinematic record of civil rights history. Fact 14. Rosa Parks' prior TV appearance. Just 3 years before the Rosa Parks story premiered, the real Rosa Parks had made a cameo appearance in a controversial episode of the CBS series Touched by an Angel. The episode, titled Black Like Monica and broadcast on May 2, 1999, has since become infamous for featuring the show's white Irish actress, Roma Downey, in blackface makeup, as her angel character temporarily became a black woman to learn about racism. Parks appeared as herself in the episode, meeting Downey's character on a bus in what was presumably meant to be an inspirational moment. The episode has not aged well and went viral on social media decades later when clips resurfaced showing the bizarre premise of an angel praying to be made white again after experiencing racism as a black woman. Parks' involvement in this deeply problematic episode raised questions about how she ended up participating in such a production. The episode dealt with themes of lynching and racial violence in the American South, topics that Parks had intimate knowledge of from her own civil rights work, but the execution using blackface makeup undermined whatever good intentions the creators may have had. For her appearance on Touched by an Angel, Parks received an NAACP Image Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress in a Television Series. Her cameo represented one of her rare acting appearances, though she had previously been portrayed by other actresses in various productions. The juxtaposition of Parks appearing in the controversial Touched by an Angel episode in 1999 and then having her full story told with dignity in the Rosa Parks story just 3 years later demonstrated the difference between a cameo appearance and a thoughtful, comprehensive biographical treatment by filmmakers committed to honoring her legacy properly. Fact 15. Written by Paris Koalas, screenwriter. Paris Koalas crafted the teleplay for the Rosa Parks story, creating a script that successfully balanced the intimate details of Rosa Parks' personal life with the sweeping historical importance of the Montgomery bus boycott. His screenplay earned him the Black Reel Award for Outstanding Television Screenplay, original or adapted, recognizing his ability to bring nuance and emotional depth to a story that could easily have become a simple historical reenactment. Koalas' script avoided the trap of turning Parks into a one-dimensional symbol, instead presenting her as a fully realized human being with dreams, frustrations, and a complex inner life. The screenplay took what Variety magazine described as an emotional but straightforward approach to the material, telling Parks' story through flashbacks that revealed how her quiet resolve grew within her and spread to those around her before evolving into a full movement. Koalas devoted significant attention to Rosa's marriage to Raymond Parks, showing their courtship and the sometimes complicated dynamics of their relationship. Some reviewers felt the script spent perhaps too much time on the love story aspect, with one noting that it seemed like an odd choice to focus so heavily on the courtship when people came to the movie primarily to learn about Parks' civil rights work. However, this personal dimension gave the film emotional grounding that purely historical treatments often lack. Koalas' script showed how Raymond Parks was initially involved in activism, working on the Scottsboro case in the 1930s, and how his barbershop served as a secret meeting place for what segregationists considered revolutionary activity. The screenplay also highlighted Rosa's work with the NAACP and her role as youth leader, showing that her bus stand was not a spontaneous act, but the culmination of years of activism, of years of activism, of years of activism, of years of activism.